To start building your tussle spider, you're going to need a number 10 hook. Go ahead and crush that barb. Okay. And you're going to use your head cement and run a bead of glue along the length of your hook. And this is to help that gel spun thread stick so that your fly doesn't turn. Now you're going to start your wrap just below the bend of the hook. Continue all the way to the head and back again. At this point, you can cut off your excess. And go ahead and wrap all the way to the top of the bend of the hook and stop. Go ahead and take your 4 strands of flash and you're going to want to fold them in half once you get them straightened out, and then fold them in half again. And you're going to take your loop end and slide it over your fly. Do about 4 to 5 wraps here to really secure that on. And you want to cut the length of the body as your tail. So at that point, just go ahead and snip it off. Now you're going to go ahead and tie forward all the way to where your eyes are going to be and leave some space at the end of that nose. Okay. Use a figure 8 knot to tie on your eyes. And do about 6 or 7 wraps here. Okay. Now you're going to take your 2 pieces of embroidery thread, one olive green, one yellow, and you're going to lay them along the length of your fly and go ahead and wrap them here to the body all the way back to the tail. Go ahead and cut off the excess thread here at the base of the neck. Wrap to the middle of your fly and then stop. So now you're going to turn your vise so that's facing towards you. So now you're going to take your embroidery thread, dark side on one, light side on the other, and go ahead and put the dark side underneath your light side. Carry that point over. Take your dark embroidery thread, put it over the top of your gel spun and through the loop that's on your light side. And what you're doing is you're creating a weave so that dark side is facing up. We're going to do this again. So dark side underneath light side. Carry that point over to the dark side. Take your dark embroidery thread over the gel spun and through the loop. And go ahead and cinch down. One more time. You're going to take your dark embroidery thread underneath your light embroidery thread. Carry that point over to the dark side. Now take your dark embroidery tag end over the gel spun thread and through the loop on the light side. Pull tight. Okay, you're going to continue this weave till you get to half the body length. Okay, now that you're at half the body length, go ahead and lay your embroidery pieces out of the way. Take your 4-inch piece of what's going to be your rubber legs, fold it in half, and then you're going to tie a simple overhand knot to tie it to the fly's body. Pull tight. Go ahead at this point and cut your legs free. And you can choose any leg, it doesn't matter, but take 2 legs, hold them towards the back, and now you're going to use your gel spun thread to tie them in place. So use a few wraps here. There's one. And now tie the front legs forward. So same thing. Okay. Now we're going to continue with our weave. Oops, let me do it again. And now we're going to continue with our weave. Make sure to slide this over the rubber legs at this point, just so you can have one weave in the middle of the fly covering that knot. You might want to straighten those legs out a little bit. Now go ahead and tie forward with your gel spun all the way to the base of the neck. And continue with your weave. Okay, and at this point I like to take the rubber legs and just gather them up and put them out of the way. So you can go in to clip them to whatever's handy. There we go. Now I'm going to take the remainder of my embroidery thread, put a couple of twists into it, and carry it to the front of the nose. And then this is where I'm going to build my cone and also secure that thread. So go ahead and do about 4 or 5 wraps here. Cut off your excess. And finish building your cone. Carry it to the back of the neck. And now we're going to use our whip finisher. Cut off your excess. Okay, and this is where you're going to shape your rubber legs. So go ahead and pull them until they're just right. And each rubber leg needs to be the same length as your fly's body. You can go ahead and use your scissors here as a measuring tool to take a quick measurement of how long it should be. And then go ahead and cut those legs to that measurement. Lastly, you're going to use cement to make sure that everything's going to stay on. Go ahead and give it a pretty hefty coating here. And there's your Tussle spider. I like to think of the Tussle spider as an underwater popper. So when casting,
you're actually gonna let it sink for a couple of beats, watching your line intently, because that's often when a fish picks up the fly. This fly is lightweight, sinks slowly, and its long rubbery legs provide a lot of action. Don't fish this fly like a streamer. Just give it a few good pops, then lift it and lay it down to the next casting zone. The beauty of fishing the tussle spider like this is that you can cover a lot of shoreline in a relatively short period of time.